Here's an exclusive inside look into NBA YoungBoy's life inside of jail. Some of these photos and messages from NBA YoungBoy may upset some fans, but still, things are getting much better in his court case, so let's get straight into it. So NBA YoungBoy has been sitting in jail, awaiting his trial to start now for over a month. And while for the first few weeks while he was in jail, it was very rough for YoungBoy, but things are getting much better now. So the first photo we ended up seeing of NBA YoungBoy was his original mugshot. Now this was very concerning as this was just a few hours after the FBI chase down, which ended up resulting in his arrest. Now in this photo, many people noticed that NBA YoungBoy looks to have been crying or having a very hard time within lockup. Allegedly, this mugshot was taken a few hours after arriving to jail, which kinda gave NBA YoungBoy time to think inside of a jail cell about the charges that he's about to face. Then a few days after the concerning mugshot was released, a message actually then comes out to the public from NBA YoungBoy while in jail. This message then from NBA YoungBoy says, and I quote, "I can leave my kids millions of dollars to divide, but I can't give them the time they truly deserve. Nobody understands me, they never did. Sometimes I don't even understand myself, but that's fine because I'm okay. I ain't looking for you to feel sorry for me. I just ask for one thing, and that's for you to let me suffer in peace and tell Miss Wendy Williams I say she has a good soul and that she's a beautiful woman. I can see through all of the bad comments thrown at her. Tell her to count her blessings and stay in good spirits. Sincerely, NBA YoungBoy." So it has been said that by people in NBA YoungBoy's circle that allegedly, at the time of that message being released, NBA YoungBoy was accepting defeat in his court case due to the evidence just being so severe where it made him very worried. But luckily, with the new information that I will be sharing later in this video, things have definitely turned around for NBA YoungBoy, which then leads us to the next photo of NBA YoungBoy looking much happier while in jail. It seems as if NBA YoungBoy has either met some new friends while in jail or reunited with some old friends, but NBA YoungBoy nonetheless is looking much happier now after receiving news that the chance of him being released from jail is actually very high, and this is due to false evidence being used against YoungBoy within his own court case. Now I'm sure everybody is aware of who the famous rap lawyer is. This man then made a statement about YoungBoy's case where he says, and I quote, "NBA YoungBoy's lawyer filed a motion asking the judge to throw out all of the evidence that the cops have against him. His lawyers argue that the evidence was obtained illegally in violation of YoungBoy's constitutional rights when the cops searched him without probable cause." Now, the story from law enforcement is that a phone call came in from someone in the area, allegedly NBA YoungBoy's neighbor, and in the phone call, law enforcement says that the caller claimed that there was firearms being flashed around at YoungBoy's house with the smell of narcotics. Now, from my understanding, they were recording a music video in front of NBA YoungBoy's house or just around it, and NBA YoungBoy was actually holding a firearm at the time. There's several photos and videos of him flashing around a firearm on top of a vehicle, as well as taking a photo with a minor while holding a firearm as well. But nonetheless, the rap lawyer then goes on and says, and I quote, "A woman called law enforcement who knows NBA YoungBoy. She was concerned with the activity going on at his house, but she did not say anything about firearms, narcotics, or anything." This is huge in NBA YoungBoy's case, and what's even bigger and what will get him released is that the officer who showed up to the scene at YoungBoy's house was actually wearing a body camera. Now, when showing up to NBA YoungBoy's house, he did not have a warrant to enter the house, and he had no backup with him or even his own firearm out in case anything happened. Now do me a quick favor and pretend that you're a law enforcement agent just for 1 minute. You get a call that there's a house with several men holding and flashing around firearms, smells of narcotics all in the air. Are you seriously going to be walking into that property with no backup with you, or even your own firearm out to defend yourself if anything happened? Of course not. That's insane. Now the best part of NBA YoungBoy's lawyers, they actually got in contact with the lady that originally called law enforcement and asked, "What did you call law enforcement for exactly?" She then claims that she only called because she was actually concerned on what was going on YoungBoy's property and concerned for him. She claims that she said nothing about firearms or narcotics, which means that the officer didn't even have a search warrant or probable cause. Now, to many lawyers online, this is an easy and closed case for NBA YoungBoy. But this was until that it was announced by the court that a judge has now ruled NBA YoungBoy too reckless and dangerous as a human being to be released on house arrest or even just to be released on bail until his court trial starts. NBA YoungBoy was indicted by a grand jury on March 10th. He was charged with 1 count of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, as well as 1 count of possession of a firearm not registered on the National Firearms Registration List. So due to those official charges, a judge actually deemed NBA YoungBoy not suitable to be out on the streets until his trial is over. In the courtroom, they actually shared 2 photos of NBA YoungBoy, one that I showed a little earlier in the video of NBA YoungBoy holding a firearm while taking a photo with a minor, as well as sitting on a car in a music video, flashing around a firearm, which actually did have a magazine in it. Now, after the courtroom saw these photos, they were actually quickly to deny NBA YoungBoy's bond request due to him having firearms out in the public in a very nice neighborhood. Now, NBA YoungBoy's life while in jail is far from over. As of right now, there actually has not been a confirmed next court date, but he will be having court hearings every so often. I would say every 3 to 5 weeks. NBA YoungBoy will be entering a courtroom asking for bond or just house arrest until trial starts. I don't think he'll ever be accepted for it due to all of the significant evidence against him right now, but still, I think his case is pretty much over. If NBA YoungBoy's lawyers can actually prove that there was no probable cause and the officer ended up going through YoungBoy's house without a warrant, NBA YoungBoy will be released that same day. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe if you're new. It's been District Trending and I'm out. Peace.